Observation in chemistry experiments. Usually it will be change in color like white to blue, blue to white, etc. Smell of a gas released. It may be pungent odor, uh, rotten egg smell, fruity smell, etc. Change in the mass, especially in case of electrolysis, increase in the mass of cathode, decrease in the mass of anode, we observe this. Colorless gas sometimes will release, for example, hydrogen, oxygen. For that, you have to write the test. 2020 question paper. Action of concentrated nitric acid on copper. You have to write the observation, what happens. I will give you a tip here because this question will keep on repeating. When you take HNO3, you can write it like this, HNO2 and O. So from H you will get water, NO2 will be as such, from O you will get oxygen like this. Concentrated nitric acid acting as a powerful oxidizing agent, it will give its oxygen to other substances, like in this case it is copper, so it will give it to copper, and copper will oxidize to copper plus 2. So other two elements, carbon and sulfur, we'll see that later. But what you have to observe here, the byproducts will be water and nitrogen dioxide. Water is a colorless, odorless, but nitrogen dioxide is reddish brown in color. So straight away, whenever you come across this kind of question where concentrated nitric acid is used, write the observation reddish brown gas released. That's it. Next question. Addition of excess ammonium hydroxide into copper sulfate solution. Here you will get copper hydroxide precipitate. So color of the copper hydroxide precipitate, but be careful, excess of ammonium hydroxide used. So you have to write initially light blue precipitate formed which dissolves in excess ammonium hydroxide solution. Ammonia solution forms deep blue solution. Deep blue solution. Next question is not in syllabus, leave this. Zinc carbonate is heated strongly. Zinc carbonate, write the formula here, you can remember this. Carbonates, when they decompose on heating, they will give you respective metal oxide and carbon dioxide gas. Here you can write observation with respect to color. Zinc carbonate is white in color, but zinc oxide, when it is hot, it is yellow. When it is cold, it is white. You can write this observation. The residue which is yellow when hot and white when cold is formed, or you can write the observation for carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, what you will write? Lime water test. So it turns lime water milky, but this test is also shown by SO2 gas, so that is not good. So you have to write one more test, not affected by acidified potassium permanganate or potassium permanganate solution or potassium dichromate solution K2Cr2O7, because SO2 will change the color of these two solutions. That's how you distinguish between SO2 and CO2. Last one, sulfide ore. This question is also not there in syllabus, leave this. Concentrated nitric acid reacted with sulfur. Again you can see the question is repeated here. What you will write? Reddish brown gas straight away. Reddish brown gas released or evolved. Ammonia gas is passed over heated copper oxide. Always you have to understand, copper to oxide is this, ammonia is this. Ammonia is acting as a reducing agent here, so it will reduce copper oxide to copper. Itself will form N2 plus H2O. Observation you can write, copper oxide is black in color. Copper is, they call it as reddish pink metal. So you can write this observation, a black copper oxide changes or forms reddish pink copper metal. That will be observation. Copper sulfate solution is electrolyzed using copper electrodes. So since you are using copper electrodes which are active, there is no visible change in the color. For this you can write, always for electrolysis, one of the things you can write is increase in mass of cathode, increase in mass of cathode, because the metal will go and deposit on the cathode. When there is an active anode, then there will be decrease in mass of anode, decrease in mass of anode. But if it is graphite or platinum which are inert electrode, this observation will not be there usually. A small piece of zinc is added to dilute hydrochloric acid. This will be your typical metal plus HCl. So what you will get? Hydrogen gas, zinc chloride and hydrogen gas. So you have to write the observation for hydrogen gas. What you will write? Hydrogen is a colorless, odorless gas, but it extinguishes the flame with pop sound. Extinguishes the flame with pop sound. Lead nitrate is heated strongly. Again, lead nitrate, PbNO3 twice. These all reactions you have to remember, because sometimes this may be asked in balancing equation. Instead of lead nitrate, they may ask you zinc nitrate, but the reaction will be same. It will form metal oxide plus NO2 gas plus O2. Now you can write 3 observation, but anyway, lead nitrate is white, lead oxide is yellow. So you can write yellow residue is formed, or you can write for NO2 reddish brown gas formed. Reddish brown gas formed. O2 is colorless. For that you can write the test. Lead nitrate solution treated with sodium hydroxide solution dropwise till it is in excess. Be careful when it is in excess. Again, precipitation reaction. Initially it forms white precipitate, lead hydroxide, and in excess of NaOH, this lead white precipitate dissolves. In excess NaOH solution. That should be your observation. At the anode, when molten lead bromide is electrolyzed using graphite electrodes, anode means anion will move. In lead bromide, bromide is the anion. So bromide, when it loses its electron, it will form bromine. So bromine is a reddish brown vapor. So what you will write here? Observation, reddish brown gas released. Lead nitrate solution mixed with dilute hydrochloric acid and heated. This question is very important. Lead nitrate, hydrochloric acid, heated. Okay, so lead nitrate, PbNO3, it's a solution. When you mix it with HCl, you will get a white precipitate of lead chloride. Okay, so first initially what you will write? The observation, white precipitate formed but heated. So which dissolves on heating. This will be your observation. Anhydrous calcium chloride is exposed to air for some time. Anhydrous calcium chloride is deliquescent in nature. It absorbs moisture. So you can write either increase in the mass of calcium chloride, the change in the state of anhydrous calcium chloride from solid to liquid. That can be your observation. Barium chloride solution is slowly added to sodium sulfate. Again, this question will come again and again. Barium chloride and sodium sulfate, Na2SO4. So you will get barium sulfate, white precipitate. So observation will be a white precipitate formed. Addition of ethyl. Okay, this one is again not in syllabus now. Action of dilute hydrochloric acid on iron 2 sulfide. Very careful. FeS, iron 2 sulfide, FeS, hydrochloric acid, HCl. Acid with sulfides will give you H2S gas along with the salt. So you have to write observation for H2S gas, that is rotten egg smell. Rotten egg smell. That will be your observation. A gas with rotten egg smell or rotten egg smell observed. Action of sodium hydroxide solution on ferrous sulfate. Again the precipitation reaction, ferrous sulfate and sodium hydroxide, you will get ferrous hydroxide. There is no excess of here, we are not using any excess sodium hydroxide. Simply write ferrous means Fe plus 2, so you will get dirty green precipitate. If it is ferric, so then you will get reddish brown precipitate. Burning of ammonia in air. Ammonia, it's not a catalytic oxidation here, you are simply burning ammonia in air. It burns with greenish yellow flame. Greenish yellow flame, that will be the observation for this. Action of concentrated sulfuric acid on hydrated copper sulfate. I think you know what is hydrated copper sulfate called as. Commonly it is called as blue vitriol. So obviously it is blue in color. Concentrated sulfuric acid is a dehydrating agent. It will absorb all water molecules from hydrated copper sulfate. You will left with only copper sulfate, which is white. So you can write here blue hydrated copper sulfate turns white. That will be your observation. Or you can write white residue is formed. Next, dilute hydrochloric acid added to lead nitrate solution. Again same question repeated here. Lead chloride, white precipitate which dissolves on heating. Barium chloride solution mixed with sodium sulfate. Again barium sulfate which is white precipitate formed. Concentrated sulfuric acid added to sugar crystals. Concentrated sulfuric acid is acting as a dehydrating agent. Sugar crystals, it will absorb water in the form of hydrogen and oxygen elements it will take. You will get black spongy mass of carbon which rises up. You can see in the image. So that will be the observation you have to write. Black spongy mass of carbon which rises up. Dilute hydrochloric acid added to copper carbonate. Carbonates with acid will give you carbon dioxide gas. So you can write again the test for carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide turns lime water milky but no effect on acidified KMnO4 or potassium dichromate solution. Dilute hydrochloric acid is added to sodium thiosulfate. Sodium thiosulfate, very important. This particular test is or reaction is done to separate or distinguish between the sulfites and thiosulfates. Thiosulfate. Sulfites are SO3 minus 2. Thiosulfate, Na2S2 sodium thiosulfate, Na2S2O3. Okay, you can write S2O3 minus 2. So what happens? Both will give with HCl salt, respective salt plus water plus SO2 gas will be released here. Same thing happens here also. You will get respective salt, water and SO2. Along with that, there will be a yellow precipitate formed which is sulfur. So that's the difference. You should not, you can write here observation for SO2 gas as well, but the main will be your yellow precipitate of sulfur formed. Okay, so this is how you do this. So if you like the video, please share and subscribe. Thank you so much for your time.